Welcome back to the Super Mario Bros. 1 playthrough. We are now in World 5-1. And we begin with already a count to the death counter. What? Whoa! How did that work? The off-screen gimmicks of this game are quite odd, really. You just saw right there that very quietly off-screen the Koopa shell that would have disappeared or despawned, but no, it didn't. It came back and tried to hit me, but it didn't. It failed. World 5? Isn't World 5 supposed to be a snowy-based world? To be fair, there's not a whole lot in the background to say about it. Yep, there we go. Ah, I knew it. I would have appreciated it if it was a fire flower because of that hammer bird, but okay, whatever. I'll take it. Ignore it. Ignore it. Just ignore it. Ignore them. What are you doing, bastard? Ignore them. Alright, fine, you sadist. Go under here, there's a mushroom. It'll be really difficult if you're trying to get a fire flower out of there, dude. Yeah, what was that? I clearly crept through the Koopa and I should have got hit by that. That's why Future Soda put down that line of saying, not gonna question it. Because right now, we don't really care. He got a fire flower, he kept it. Without having to get hit somehow in some miraculous way. I guess the hitbox did not activate quite yet. Boy, the random bullet bills. This concept doesn't get revisited until Super Mario World. Although it does activate paranoia. And you know what's the thing about this level in particular? World 5-3? Is that I think it really is just randomized because there are certain points in Super Mario World in that one in particular level that I cannot remember. There's only one level that has such a thing. But those are all pre-spawned. Here, it's just at random. They just appear randomly like that. They might appear at the top of the screen, they might appear at the bottom of the screen, they might even appear right in the smack dead middle of the screen. It's just completely random. Wait for it. What? You should have kept on holding down the right button. You know what I was kind of thinking about with past Sarah? Is that, maybe at some point in one of our videos, I do have like another version of, I do have both the SNES and the original. both literally and metaphorically speaking for the playthroughs. Well, I have the All-Stars version, and I have the original in the form of the two-game combo of Super Mario Bros. 1 and Duck Hunt. I believe we also got the Zapper along with it, I think. Well, I have the Zapper to play the Duck Hunt game, so... Ooh, that is a massive bar. Whoa! How did I keep that? There's a lot of glitchiness with this game for some reason. I don't understand why. Don't even try. There you go, past Sarah. Yeah. Fuck it. Oh yeah, I never got into that. Okay, so one of the ways was the fireball way. With the fire flower and all of that. Another way is to just go underneath him. And the final way is to go over him. That is, the beam is hovering above him. Other than that, that's exactly what happened. That's what I was imagining with the... That's what I was imagining when the spiny went down below. I was expecting myself to get hit there. That was really close. Anyways, this is kind of like another run and jump level. You can in fact kill Wagatu by means of jumping on him or killing him with a fireball. I think a fireball works. Ooh. That was actually out of pure instinct. Me shooting at the fireball. That was out of pure instinct. I thought I was going to run off the edge of the cliff. What you also just saw there is that you're not really supposed to go over 9 lives. So as a result of that, they kind of, for some reason, they didn't really implement a stopping place of some sorts for the cap amount of lives. And there's like no 10 graphic for that in particular number set. So therefore your life count becomes kind of like a garbled, glitchy mess of graphics. Whee! How many tracks are in the original Super Mario Bros. Game? Not much, I can tell you that much. Most of the levels share this one in particular theme that we are listening to right now. Most of the tracks, well, most of the worlds, I should say, share the same exact theme. So there's this theme, woo, which got remixed like literally billions of times. There's a techno remix, there is a smooth jazz remix. Actually, I prefer the one from Super Mario Sunshine. Whenever you enter the secret levels that are required for getting 100% shine sprite rings. You know, it's like... You know, it has like the snapping and all that. I don't know if you can hear that. It seems like you can hear that according to my waveforms. Old 6-4. Ooh, this is right where things get a little tricky on the fireballs. Actually, I think this is another one of those, firebar heavy castles. How did I not get hit there? Was I even close to the firebar? The hitboxes in this game are weird a little bit. A little bit weird. The piranha plants are a fantastic example. Oh, I'm guessing that's supposed to be a hammer, but disguised as Bowser. What if the final boss, like at World 8-4, is not in fact Bowser, but rather it is another fake? Super Mario Bros. 3 technically doesn't count because everything is treated as a play. But you can go into the background of some of the levels. Not to mention that, at the very end of it, curtains roll down like it's all played on stage. Not to mention the beginning portion of the game, where the curtains roll upwards. And even shows off Mario having the ability to go into the background. So I don't think that's technically like a real, like, situation of trying to kill Bowser. What do you mean by killing Bowser? Nonsense. He just gets right back up. That's not the Nintendo ways of things. What makes you think that you were going to go right through that hammer? Are we at World 7? Yeah, this game is not very long if you keep at. Ooh, that's lucky. Having to try and jump on top of a... Ooh. I never knew that there was a super mushroom there. I usually ignore that. Right here, actually, you can get a large number of lives. I think the maximum amount that you have to go up to is 126? 126? If you go any higher than that, then you'll be in the negatives in terms of lives, and if you lose a life after that, game over. Like, you'll literally go into, like, -1 or something like that. Like, -1. Oh, and speaking of which, the minus world, can somebody post in the comments on how to, activate that? I cannot remember how that is activated specifically. It's a real tricky thing to do. I also know of, there's a certain way of jumping in World 1-1 on the, flagpole. You can technically... I learned this from James with L, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd, where, he posted a video, I don't know if it's still up or not, but he did post a video where, he explained how to jump over the flagpole in World 1-1. Or in any world in particular that has that one in particular staircase that we just went by. And turning out the cheat is sometimes a little weird too. We're gonna find out later on that sometimes the cheat actually puts you in the negatives. Like it actually made you go past 1 of 26 Ys without having it to be graphically speaking. Oh, and that's another thing too about some cheats. Some cheats, they're not very descriptive. not very descriptive. Like for example, always be Fire Mario, right? Well, what would happen is that your graphic will stay on the Fire Mario tile set. It will stay on the Fire Mario tile set, but you're still technically Small Mario. So if you get hit, you don't hear the little pew 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 sound effect whenever you get hit by say a Goomba. But instead you automatically die, and you also see Small Mario dying as well. It's kind of weird. But the point being is that yeah, you can also abuse invincibility frames like that. But the main thing is that the cheat wasn't very descriptive. It didn't say always be Fire Mario graphically. It just said always be Fire Mario, so automatically in your head you thought, oh, so technically I'm invincible, right? Because I have the Fire Flower, and I will always be Fire Flower Mario, so therefore just nuke everything with a fireball, right? No, actually. It's just a graphical, overhaul. Ooh. That is always tricky to... actually, it's more so nerve-wracking and tricky than being tricky. Because of what happens right there. Are we at World 8? Yes, we are at World 8. Okay, so World 8 pulls no punches whatsoever. As in, if you die, you're sent all the way back to the beginning of the stage, not from a invisible checkpoint. Ugh. The cheat still works though. The hold down A, press start on the title screen cheat. Slash makeshift reason. How did that happen? How did that happen? I am more distraught at the fact that the Koopa Shell somehow hit me through the fucking wall than getting a game over on World A1. I am more appalled at that factor than getting a game over. And that somehow despawned the other two. Or the other one. It despawned the Koopas. That was kind of awesome, actually. I kicked the Koopa shell while it was in midair, while at the same time falling to my death. That's gonna take some real skill. You know what else takes some real skill? Not dying like an idiot. That is bullshit! I was nowhere near the Koopa shell. If you could pause, like, right then and there. I am very clearly nowhere near the Koopa shell, yet that counted as a death. Or a hit. How? How? As I said before, the piranha plants are the supreme example as to how wonky the hitboxes are in this game. You know how usually if you touch an enemy, you get hit, or somewhere along the lines you die, depending on whether or not you are Small Mario? In the case of the piranha plants in this version of the game, not the All-Stars version, not in the All-Stars version, they fixed that in the All-Stars version, but you can, like, definitely bypass the piranha plants' heads, because the hitbox is way smaller than the sprite. So that causes the So that allows you a little bit more flexibility in terms of jumping over the sprite. World 8-2. That was close. I don't like World 8-2. World 8-2 is the bane of my existence. That there is actually an extra life, in case you can't tell by the green dots that replaced the red dots of the original mushroom sprite. And that's exactly what just happened, right there. Somehow, in some way, that happened. You very clearly saw me having 9 lives, and then the game went, oh, no, you were actually in the negatives. I think this is like the last level attempt of the video, according to the time frame. Oh no, you can do the game in one sitting, because the level is so short. The levels are not extremely long, or they don't even have any objectives. It's just point A to point B, so you can very clearly complete any of the 2D Mario games. Except for Mario World and one whole scene. If you can do Mario World in one whole scene, I congratulate you, because that's going to take you quite a bit. At least getting all the exits well. Doing it the Star Road way, that'll take you like about literally 15 minutes.
Oh, well, maybe I should go talk to Ricky Rat then and get some acetaminophen for the headache you're giving me right now.